Alhamdulillah. What I'm telling you about is will. If you have will, you can make everything happen the way you want it, always, and there's no problem. But you already know that's not true. And I already know it's not true. So human beings don't have will, we have choice. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the God, the only creator and sustainer of the universe, has given each individual the ability to make choices. He gives you an aql, the brain, and the thinking capabilities to make decisions. So these decisions and choices that you're making all the time, this is a gift from Him. You can choose the best way, the worst way, and in a lot of ways in between. You always have choices. And so Islam has taught us that we have these choices and that we need to be responsible for them and to try our best to make the best choice on each decision. This is all we're being asked to do by the Creator. Now He's put us into a test. It's called the Hayat Dunya. Now this probably should be some game that the kids would make up and put on the internet for you to go and play a game and roll up your character with the dice and all that, you know what I'm saying? Because this Hayat Dunya game has some very lovely things and some complexities at the same time, but the outcome is that you can either win or lose. And you can rack up a lot of points along the way, but you can lose points along the way. If you know what I'm talking about, we call them hasanat. Hasanat, which is your rewards from Allah. You do this, you get rewards. But you do that, you lose some. Sounds like a video game, doesn't it? Huh? So, now we're beginning to understand more about this word Islam as we go along. So there is a relationship between us and the Creator. But if I want the perfect relationship, it would be that I would give all of my choices to Him on every matter. But I can't do that unless I know what it is He wants me to do. So now it becomes His responsibility. It's not my responsibility. In fact, that would no longer be true Islam, but it would be me making up a religion. If I said, well, I think God would like for me to do 6 jumping jacks every morning. Hup, ba, hup, ba, hup. Okay, there you go, God, take it. Or I'm going to do some real good act of charity. You know, I want to do an act of charity. And for me, charity, I think, is real nice for me to go out here and buy some magazines and give them out to my friends, and I'll count that as a real big charity. And you say, well, this is nothing. Some magazines. Yeah, I want a big reward for that. In fact, I want to get a house in Jannah for that. And you're like, huh? Well, if you're making it up, you can say anything you want to. True? And never even mind what's inside the magazines. Could be... you laugh too quick. Ma'am, your husband over here, you can watch this guy. Anyway. He's saying, I didn't believe that guy would do that. When we start talking about what is Islam, and we don't really understand this etymology, we often wind up with drawing a lot of wrong conclusions. And that's why in almost every speech we do, we break it down to be sure that the people we're talking to, they understand. Because whoever has understood there is a God, and they've understood that He's given you choices, and then you've understood that He has given you the directives. The Quran and the Sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam are clear. This is clear. You can't make a mistake. You know that that's real. Even the people who are not Muslims still know there's somebody named Muhammad who came with something called the Quran, and that's what we follow. So it doesn't work for a Muslim to go, oh, I didn't know that. Even your enemies know that. So this is what you're supposed to be following. Now,